Hello Scouts, it's Mr. Kugler, and today we're going to make a dessert that I actually learned on my wood badge course when I was taking wood badge. And I know wood badge isn't intended to teach us outdoor cooking, but it puts you together with a group of other scouters through that experience that is wood badge. And one of the weekends, 2 weekends when I took the course was an outdoor experience. And Lola on my patrol came to us with this recipe, so I refer to this as Lola's apple fritters. And it starts off with some Grands, Pillsbury Grands biscuits, and it uses some apple filling on the inside. And we're going to make those up right now. Now, it involves rolling out those each biscuits into a nice flat disc, and you could bring certainly along with you a rolling pin. But I recognize the fact that most patrols are not going to have this in their arsenal of cooking gadgets, so I'm going to put mine away in my cook box here. And instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the can of apple pie filling and I'm going to wrap it in aluminum foil, clean aluminum foil, roll it up nice and tight, and bend over the ends to keep it in place. And I'm going to take, I have clean hands, I just washed, Scout's Honor, right before filming. And I'm going to take, and I'm going to coat this aluminum foil here with some flour. This is all-purpose flour. And then I'm also going to take and put some all-purpose flour on my cutting board here and get my hands on it. And we're going to take and we're going to roll out some of these biscuits. We'll do 2 to get ourselves started here. But if you were doing for a whole patrol, you would want to roll all these out at the same time so that when you went to open up your can, you didn't lose your roller. So I'm going to start by adding a generous amount of flour to both sides of these biscuits. Because if I don't, they're going to stick right away to my makeshift rolling pin here. I'm just going to take, if they stick a little bit, no problem, take and flip them over. So I'm going to try to get some nice circles here that are about 6 inches in diameter. That one's done. I'll take and do this. And again, if it starts sticking, put it back over in your flour. Keep rolling them out. Trying to keep the thickness even. Okay, with my 2 biscuits ready here, I'm going to go get the pie filling ready, and we'll put some pie filling on these 2 biscuits that are rolled out nice and flat and even. So with my biscuits nice and flatly laid out here, I'm going to take and add some apple pie filling. And I'm only going to put it on 1/2, and I'm going to do my best to keep it away from the edge because I'm going to fold this over and form a little pocket out of it. So maybe using a 1.5 tablespoons. And remember, this pie filling is already baked and cooked, so the apples do not need to soften. They're all ready to go. They've already been cooked. And then what I'm going to do is put a little bit of water in my lid here of my small Nalgene bottle, because what I want to do is I want to take and I want to wet the edge of my biscuit dough here, so when I fold it over, that it sticks right. So now I'll take and I'll fold over my biscuits. And now I'm going to take and I'm just going to crimp it and fold it over on itself, because I want to get a nice tight seal on this biscuit dough so that my contents don't leak out. We're going to be frying this in the skillet here with some canola oil. So with our 2 apple fritters ready to go in the oil, we'll take a little break, get our oil heated up. So we want to watch and regulate our heat and get it to the appropriate temperature. I've got canola oil here. I'm trying to be between about 350 and 375. Sometimes your thermometer could be a little temperamental, so you want to test it out and make sure it works properly. If you cook it too far, as my other one here came out a little burnt, and those will happen. So that's why you want to practice and work with it. I've regulated my heat a little bit differently here, and we'll try this second one. Notice I'm using gloves because I don't want to burn myself, especially with splashing oil. You want to keep your face away from it. And these really don't take long to cook. I'm going to let that set up a little bit on the bottom. And it really takes a matter of minutes to be able to get one of these things done and prepared for your patrol. So the smaller frying pan, you could cook a number of these without having to worry about a big pot and trying to cook them all at once. It gives you that little more forgiving. So if you have trouble with your temperature and you need to regulate it a little bit, you've got some wiggle room there. And in no time, we've got a nice fritter here. Now you'll notice what I've done is I've taken and I'm going to let it drain off the oil. And I'm going to put it on a plate. And we've got our 2 fritters there. They're deep fried. The only thing better to do is to add a little confectionery sugar on the top. So here we go with Lola's apple fritters. Some Pillsbury Grands rolled out flat, some canned pie filling in the middle. The icing on the cake was a little bit of confectionery sugar on top. And we've got a delicious treat to share with our patrol mates and fellow troop members as we camp. So I ask you to consider different ways that you can cook, different methods, different recipes to use, and I ask you to get out there, have some fun with your fellow scouts, and get out there and cook some great treats and enjoy yourself in the great outdoors.